Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time. Revelation chapter 12, verse 12. Shalom. I want to start off by giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rachah Kodash, and double honors to our venerable apostles, elders, and bishops on down of Great Millstone. All right, who rule well, and peace and blessings to the Lord's elect, the house of David. It's a brother Haran coming back at you with a quick lesson, low willing to be edifying and uplifting unto the elect. All right, and today is March the 2nd. Okay, the second day of the month of March, which is the month of war. And as you can see, what's going on, going into tomorrow, which is going to be March the 3rd. All right, and there's a lot of numerology, all right, within that. All right, you got 03, right, the day and the month. All right, that you got 33 right there. And then you got 26, all right, 2026. You got that 6, the number 6 in there, right? And we bring these things out, and sometimes it might sound corny, but this is what these elites actually believe in. Okay, as a matter of fact, Ronald Reagan, okay, he used to have basically a witch, all right, somebody who was like a soothsayer, a freaking astrologer, you know, and she used to come into the White House, and basically she would be the one to give him the days to set up appointments for meetings with different states, different countries, different heads of states, right, presidents, and so on and so forth. When to schedule a meeting, right, what time to be going for certain meetings, and so on and so forth, what days, right, to set up an appointment for whatever. You see what I'm saying? Give a speech. Like, she used to be the one to give him all that intel and all that information, when to do these things, right, based on the astronomy. You know, what certain days, high holy days, like spiritual high points, they get into all these things. Numerology, they get into all these things. Okay, and that's why a lot of things happen on certain days, right? As a matter of fact, from May 1st, right, I believe there's a time, I think it's called the Feast of the Beast, or I think the week of the Feast of the Beast or something like that. Okay, let me see if I could pull something up. All right, week of the Feast of the Beast, and I believe that's in May, like the later part of April into May, right? April 19th to I think May 13th, right? April 19th is the first day of the 13-day satanic ritual day relating to fire, the fire god Baal, okay, or Molech. So from from April 19th to May 1st, right? It says also known as the Roman god Saturn, all right, or you know what they worship as Satan. All right, it says this day is a major human sacrifice day, demanding blood and fire sacrifice with an emphasis on children. Okay. This day is one of the most important human sacrifice days for Satanists and others. Some very historic events occur on and around this time period. See, so it's a high point. Okay, these numbers always add up to something. Okay, the numbers, you get the 33s, you get the 6s and shit. That's all, it carries a vibration, man. So through the spirit, March 3rd, tomorrow, 2026, all right, the 3, 33, and the 6, you know, 3, 6, right? Who knows? All right, because all these things that's going on, hey, you might have a huge false flag, all right, or multiple huge false flags. I'm going to just say it like that. All right, because we're in those times where these devils are about to make their move. Revelation 12 and 12. All the stuff that you see going on is the playing out of Albert Pike's letter to Giuseppe Mazzini back in the 1800s. Okay, and we've been bringing these things out for years, going back to the scriptures of biblical prophecy of 3 world wars. Man, what you're seeing right now with Iran, right? The whole thing that's going on over there is going to affect the whole entire globe. All right, this is the beginning, the commencement of global chaos. Remember what we brought out at the end of last year into this year? The Economist magazine cover. We did lessons on that. And part of the cover, it had a syringe. So expect a disease outbreak soon. Okay. It makes sense. They need to have some type of distraction. So, you know what I'm saying? Disease outbreak. Okay. Which would be a reason for them to demand and require for medical reasons for people to take the CHIP. That's an avenue they can go down with. Right. And it's not going to take too long. We've seen that already. From now to the end of the year, we could be in a state of emergency where the CHIP is being required in order to go about your day. You can also look at the avenue of surveillance and security. All right, and that's what I'm going to go into through the Spirit. All right, how they're going to be able to use that to bring about the requirement of everyone having to get a CHIP in their bodies to be identified. Okay, the whole immigration situation. All right, this whole hey man, they're making their move. All right, the Straits of Hormuz, as I'm doing this video now, just about a couple of hours ago, there was an announcement that came out that they said what? They've closed it down. They shut down the whole strait. So expect, I think today, was it the Dow Jones? They plunged like 500 points or something like that, right? It may be more at this point. Before the market closed, it may be more. You see? And then you got tomorrow. Tomorrow is Tuesday. So it's still early days of the week. So what's going to happen by Friday? You see, things are happening so much. A lot is going on. Just today alone, Spain said that, we're not dealing with America on this type of time. All right, we're not going to let you use our air bases or none of that to conduct no type of drills against Iran. We ain't doing that. And then followed by Croatia. These are two countries that are part of NATO. They said, we ain't dealing with all that. So we're already seeing the breaking up. See what I'm saying? We're seeing the buildup. All right, into the valley of Jehoshaphat, we're seeing the buildup of the least of the flock drawing them out. Prophecy, once again, we're seeing the buildup of Joel, the 2nd and 3rd chapter, going into what? The wars. Okay, we're seeing the buildup of Ezekiel 38. Okay, so all these countries, what's that? Revelation 17, the beast hating the whore. All right, shooting fire on her. So this is all the buildup, and it's happening quick. Okay, it's happening quick. But again, if you've been paying attention, you've been listening to the prophets who are always deemed as conspiracy theorists. Today I seen somebody hit me up. Somebody I haven't spoken to like a decade. Out of nowhere, yo, bro, how you been, man? Oh, here we go. Yo, bro, how you been? And I believe it was a brother, one of the heads I was listening to maybe a week or two ago. I forget exactly who said it, but he was saying that, expect people start to hit you up, man. You're going to start seeing mad people start hitting you up on something like, yo, blah, blah, blah. Yo, how you been? Yo, you was right. Oh, da, da, da. Hey, prophecy speaking. All right. Prophecy speaking. So let's read this real quick. All right. This is the article. The title of the article says, America on alert. Iran's sleeper cells and the rising lone wolf threat. So here we go. March 2nd, 2026. Okay, it says the death of the Ali Khamenei may mark the end of one man's rule, but it could ignite a far more unpredictable and dangerous phase of conflict. In other words, war. Security analysts and intelligence officials are sounding alarms that Tehran's retaliation may not come only through missiles or proxies abroad, but through something far harder to detect and stop. Sleeper cells and radicalized lone actors already living in Western societies. You see? So they're already putting it out there. This is, once again, prepare for a major problem, reaction, solution situation domestically. All right? Because this is, again, the devil has come down upon the world, upon the earth, having great wrath. It says, woe unto the earth and the sea. These devils ain't playing. So this is happening overseas and also going to be happening at home, domestically, all simultaneously. This is the stirring the pot for chaos. They need to have chaos in order to bring that order. Okay? And remember, before Trump even came in, Marina Abramovich, she said, she was like, yo, he's that guy, the magician. He's the one, the perfect guy to stir the pot. Okay? To spark the fire. All right? You're going to see, hey, the draft is coming. That's also on the way. So let's keep reading. It says here, former Israeli intelligence chief Yossi Kuperwasser, now affiliated with the Jerusalem Institute for Strategy and Security, warned that dormant operatives linked to Tehran exist around the globe, okay, and could be activated to strike targets tied to U.S. or allied interests. Now, being that you have powers that control both sides, because they're the ones who are setting up this whole political Zionism versus the Islam Muslim world, this whole conflict, all right, they are behind it. They are the ones fomenting this shit from within, okay? All this stuff that's going on. Can you believe that the person who's supposed to be coming in to take over after the Ayatollah's death is a nigga who's been bred by the Jays? He over there doing the whole kissing of the wall, got the bra cap on and everything. I mean, damn. I thought these niggas was your enemy, bro. You see? But again, this is what the Lord talked about when he goes into the wars and rumors of wars. This is all part of it. Everything from here is going to be chaotic. Chaotic. From one thing to the next, to the next, and it's happening just like that in succession. One day, mad shit could go down. You'd be like, yo, what the fuck? Like, damn, just like that? Like, oh shit, hold on. All right, I guess it's time now. Shit, let me put my boots on. You know, just like that. You know? It's like you seen it going on outside. You be like, oh shit, yo, what the fuck? What's going on? Oh, hey, it's coming over here. Oh, I bet. Hey, let's go. Just like that. And if you ain't ready, now you about to be, oh shit. Yeah, hey. You know? This is beautiful, man. You got mad people who have no idea what's even going on. And they're going to realize it when they go to the grocery store. They're going to realize it when they get to the gas stations. Okay? They're going to realize it when another one of those weird-ass, natural, crazy disasters hit again. They're going to realize it when the fucking economy just crashes out of nowhere. Boom. Just like that. And they have a perfect explanation to go with it. Oh, it's not the tariffs that we was doing to destroy it to begin with. No. It's not the inflation. No. You know? It's not all these corporations starting to jack everything up, buying everything out. House prices going out the roof. Cars going out the roof. You can't even afford nothing. Okay? Insurances is raping people's pockets left and right. All these corporations banding together to steal the wealth from the people. And then to keep you in a perpetual state of slavery and bondage, desperation, all day, every day, man. That's the whole goal. Okay, so much so that they got a whole Epstein thing going on, and people just got, oh yeah, you know, you should be storming the White House, making people uncomfortable. Like, hey, we're not going to, we want these people arrested. Accountability, point blank, period. It's the American people that are supposed to be doing this. Your Congress people, they're all sold out. If you're expecting your Democrats or your Republicans to stand up and do something, or even your Supreme Court to do something on your behalf, you're done. You're done, son. All right, America's done. She's done. It's over with. Ain't no constitutional rights or none of that. Don't believe that. You better start having a better plan, because your constitution is null and void. Just watch. Okay? Just watch. It says here, having led research for the Israel Defense Forces Intelligence Division, Kuperwasser's assessment is not speculation from the sidelines. It reflects decades of watching how state sponsors of Theism behave after losing key leaders. Now, who's to say, once again, going back to the point I was making about how these things are, they control both sides. Who's to say they don't have these agents out there and then they just use it conveniently to say, oh, these are Iranians acting out this way. They might very well could be literal Iranians. And then they'll just have them come do a mission on some MK Ultra shit, have them do a mission and say, all right, it's go time, spark up. And then once they start wilding out, igniting and, doing their thing, that's a perfect, nice little narrative to run. See, now they can really go in and drop them nukes in that area because people going to support that. They've built enough for people to support that, right? You've destroyed enough, you've put enough fear because you had so-called Iranian lone wolf T activists who are acting out because their leader was taken out. So now they have a reason to come into your cities and blow shit up. See? And now we don't even know who they could be. They could be anyone. you got those who might be radicalized by all these things. So you have the physical things that's going on, that's going to be broadcasted all throughout the news. They're going to be showing all kinds of different angles of it, right? Because it's narratives. They're showing different angles and storylines that comes with it. And he was here today, and they all colluded the next day, and there was all through online radicalization, and you're going to see the narrative build up. And oh, he was part of the Black Hebrew Israel. Oh shit, here we go. You know, he was just watching videos, and they were saying death to America, and oh da 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 da. We already know the playbook. They're gonna run the same shit that they always do, but just change the characters around, change the scenario sometimes, but it's just the same shit. And everywhere, ABC gonna be covering the same thing, NBC gonna be saying the same thing, CNN. You get the point, okay? And that's again. So once that is established, the fear is established. Now they're justified in bringing the technology to stop you from the fear, save you, protect you. Problem, reaction, solution. That's where you're gonna have the Gideon technology pop out, right? Because now, if we had this technology in place, all these Iranian lone wolf actors would have been found. They would have been arrested. We would have had what we had, all this tragedy and loss. Hey. Calm down. That's the narrative right there. See, that's the narrative. And they're building it. They're building it because the word terrorism is what they're always going to use to bring in this totalitarian state. Okay? It says his message is blunt. Sleeper networks are designed precisely for moments like this. They wait silently for years, blending into communities, building ordinary lives, and then when triggered, they act. See? So they know all these things. Hey. Right? They know all these things. So it's just like, oh, okay, we're just gonna just go about our days. Even though we know all these things, we're just gonna just tell you about it, and that's it. Yeah. They got the NSA, right? And the main reason why they have the NSA was so they can gather intelligence on foreigners, so to speak. Not domestically, not the American people. They weren't supposed to do that. But some way, somehow, it just became a thing where now people know they ain't got no privacy. Online privacy is a foregone conclusion. It doesn't exist. So people are already aware that it's like, oh yeah, my phone is listening to me and they spy on me and I know they watch me, So it's like, it's a norm now. It's accepted. It's just like, okay, it is what it is. That's how they do things, man. Gradually just wear you down, get used to living with something that you originally never even thought about. Now it just becomes the thing, like, okay, cool. C-HIP is going to do the same thing. But they have to get you there, right? The trauma helps with people making that kind of crazy decision. Trauma and fear. It's all MK Ultra shit, man. It says I want to jump a little bit. It says here, European officials shared the same concern, right? It says German lawmaker Mark Henrichman told one of the news media outlets, I'm not pronouncing that, that Iran has repeatedly demonstrated its willingness to conduct operations beyond its borders and that retaliatory attacks inside Western nations cannot be ruled out. Where'd you get that information? Last time we checked, Iran was on something like, yeah, listen, man, we're going to come to the table and we're going to discuss things. And yeah, we're going to still come to the peace table, even though Trump came in and ripped up the old agreement that we had. Like, you've been violating a couple of times, brother. You know what I'm saying? Like, you asking for another peace deal. We're willing to come to the table, but just be careful because, like, our patience is pretty much run thin at this point. You know what I'm saying? One more move on some fuck shit and you're going, you know what I'm saying? And that's just what it is. And now America done the fuck shit and now they're finna find out. And it's just going to spiral out of control from here because this is exactly what they have designed to happen. Problem, reaction, solution. The solutions that come out of this will show you exactly who is behind all of these things. Okay? They don't do these things for nothing. It's just unfortunate for them that we just happen to be here to tell the truth about what they're actually doing. It says, That is diplomatic language for a deeply unsettling reality. Western intelligence agencies are bracing for impact. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. It says recent unrest abroad underscores the regime's reach. In Karachi, Pakistan, a mob of pro-Iran demonstrators stormed a U.S. consulate, vandalizing property and setting fires. Now, you'd like to think that is a natural reaction for people who just got their whole supreme leader taken out. And then they're being told, the world is being told that these people have been liberated. And hey, it's like, you know what I'm saying? You spark a fire and then you start flaming the shit like, yo, yeah. Put some gasoline on that bitch. Yeah. And I step back and be like, oh, look, there's a fire. Oh, we need to go put it out. Oh, that's what they always doing, man. They start shit, they spark shit, and they turn around and be like, oh, see, this is why we got to go in there and stop this madness that's going on. Why do they keep doing this madness? They need us. See, they're savages. Look what they're doing. We need to go in there and save the day. Don't worry, we're on our way. Like, hey, nigga, we ain't ask you. Because I know we're on our way. We're coming there. We're helping you. If you don't want help, you're anti-Sem. Hey, these people. Hey, the Lord is exposing these devils, man. All right. It was at Obadiah. It says what? That the Lord has made thee small among the heathen, and thou art greatly despised. Right? People, the whole world sees it, man. Everyone is seeing it, man. All right. And the wartime propaganda is not going to stop. It's just, it's just getting started. So if you don't know what's going on, this is the times where Isaiah 33:6 comes into play. Wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times. You're going to be stable if you know what's going on, man. You know, because you understand it's all succession of prophecy. Okay, this happens and that happens and that happens. Everything in between, you know, all right, this is just aiding more into prophecy. You see what I'm saying? Everybody else is suffering the prophecies, but you counting it as prophecy. Like, even if we're going through famines, the Lord said he's going to feed us. That's a prophecy that's being fulfilled. We're looking at it like that. See, so time is going to speed up even more for those who know what's going on, because you know you're reaching your destination quicker and quicker and quicker. It shortens the anxiety. You know, it lessens it. Let me say it like that. See, like, oh, I'm so anxious. I can't wait to get there. No, but you know you're almost there. You know the steps. Like, I bet, hey, we've been through it. The longest time that we had to wait is already behind us. See, so we don't have much time left here. Hey, that's the book of Romans. The Apostle Paul says that. Okay, the book of Romans chapter 13 and verse 11. It says, and that knowing the time, that now it is high time to awake out of sleep. For now is our salvation nearer than when we believed. And you could tell through the Spirit, the Lord has turned us all up. You know what I'm saying? Like, the way you're thinking about things now has changed, right? Your physical movements have changed, right? You're more like you in the zone of like, yo, all right, let me get myself ready because it's go time. Like you in that go time spirit. Like, let's charge up. Like, let's go. You know, it's like little things that you normally would do. That's more like chill, laid back kind of thing. You know, like Clark Kent. You're starting to feel the spirit of Superman is starting to build up. Yeah, like, I don't know if it's just me, but hey, it's just a spiritual thing that I'm feeling. You know, like, yo, sign about to happen. Like, yeah, like you could feel it in the spirit. Like, yeah, nah, something. It's gonna be good on our side, but very bad for everybody else. You could feel it. You could feel it, man. Okay, it says, and that knowing the time, that now it is high time to awake out of sleep, for now is our salvation nearer than when we believed. Right, nearer than when we believed, man. So we have a shorter time, all right, before the end and our deliverance. Lord willing, we have that number compared to the time that we actually had to wait to get to this time. See what I'm saying? From now till the end is closer than us waiting till this time. You know what I'm saying? Like, we are there. All right, and this thing could be, could be out of here in months, man. Let them declare that MOTB right now and see how quick things are going to go, because the way Esau is moving, again, he knows that he has but a short time. The Lord got to come back quick, man. All right. If not, there shall no flesh be saved. Shit is real serious. When you really see what's going on and you put two and two together, it's like, like they said, tsunami. It's like mass shit happening all at once, and every single one of them is devastating if it were to happen all by itself. Right? Think of an economic collapse all by itself, all at the same time, global. Man, shit. It affects mad other things connected to that, just that alone. And then on top of that, you think of pestilence and famine, like, yo, oh shit, like earthquakes, like, that's like, all right, damn. See? That's like, wow, man, that's crazy. And these devils just gonna keep taking advantage of that. They're gonna use that to keep going with their totalitarian buildup, their beast system, their mass chipping of the people, their primary reaction solutions. Okay, they're not gonna stop just because an earthquake happened. That's it. No, the earthquake happened, I think, yesterday or today, either today or yesterday, right? I think it was like 6.0 or something like that. I forget what country that was. I'm like, damn, like shit. This happens in Iran, and then the next day this happens. Like, wow. See? But let's go back to this real quick. In the article, it says here, trying to get some of the good parts because it's a very lengthy article. Right here. It says, even more alarming than sleeper cells are self-radicalized individuals who act without direct orders. Okay? Lone wolf attackers require no network, no funding pipeline, and no logistical chain. All they need is motivation, and geopolitical crisis can supply that instantly. It ain't the citizens that's causing this geopolitical shit. It's these fucking politicians, man. As you can see, it's mostly the same demons. You got BB and you got DJT. Okay? The Edomites, the ones who rule the world. Okay, and then you have Amalek. Amalek is the chief house of the house of Esau. Okay, that's why they are greatly despised by everybody else, because they feel, or which they are, the rulers of the earth. Job 9:24, the earth is given into the hands of the wicked. That's why everything about them is wicked. What they're trying to establish right now, and I'm going to get into it next, is the destruction of the Islamic rule in the Middle East, that power that they have over there. They want to destroy that. Okay, remember, the plan is to destroy Christianity and Islam through this war that's brewing right now, this war that's going on right now. And whatever is left after that, that's when they're going to reveal their true Luciferian doctrine. In other words, the whole world will be under that structure. Right now, Islam, they're not going to fall for that shit. They're not playing that shit. They just burned down a whole statue of Baal. And it pissed off the Jays, man. You see what I'm saying? So that's that they're letting it be known to the elites that we don't want that shit over here. That pedophilia shit, we don't want that here. That satanic shit, we don't want that here. Because guess what? Whether you like it or not, the so-called Muslims, they are closer to the Christians than they are to the Jays. Even though they might be closer in vicinity, in terms of faith, Islam comes from Christianity. It was created by the damn Catholic Church anyway. So their faith, the only pretty much the difference is the belief in the whole Mohammedism thing. That's it. And of course, they don't believe that Yahushua is divine. They believe that he's a prophet who is above Muhammad, but they don't worship him as divine as we do, because we know him for who he is. That's the difference, right? So, they got their own thing, but if you really look at their doctrine per se, it's for the most part, it's more like going into the laws if you really look at it. See what I'm saying? So the Jays want to push this whole Talmudism thing upon that region in order to set up their whole so-called New World Order. The whole New World Order is under totalitarianism, under Talmudic, practices. That's all Satanism. Okay? So destroying Christianity, destroying Islam will open up the door for them to bring in that satanic doctrine openly. There ain't no hiding it. Now it's just open. This is what we do. Epstein files, we showing you to let you know this is what we are all about. And we about to take over. It's called Revelation of the Method. Prepare. This is just going to be the norm. This is just how the world order is going to be. See? We're going to be doing human experiments. We're going to be doing all kinds of shit. So just prepare yourselves for it. Right? The Epstein files, some of them reveal that. They were doing all kinds of different experiments. Babies, children, eyes are missing and all kinds. Man, listen, man. Okay? But they about to prepare, man. So let's read this real quick. This is the letter that Albert Pike wrote to Giuseppe Mazzini in regards to the 3 world wars. Okay, this was back in 1871. Okay, that he wrote this letter. Now, of course, you got people saying, "Oh no, it doesn't exist. There's no such thing as." Of course, there is no such thing as a letter. But the things that are spoken of in that letter are actually happening. So regardless of whether it ever existed or not, the things that we say that the book or the guy Pike wrote, that letter he wrote to Giuseppe Mazzini, is actually playing out exactly what's going on right now. Okay, and so let's read. It says, quote, I'm going to jump right down to where he talks about the Third World Wars, but really within that, right, within that part, this is what I want to get to. It says, we shall unleash the nihilists and atheists, and we shall provoke a formidable social cataclysm. Social cataclysm. Now, what is a cataclysm? Right? Cataclysm. We're doing this live. I didn't look this up yet. So it says a deluge, a flood. Let's see. I want a little bit more than that. Cataclysm. Let's look it up here. It says a large scale and violent event in the natural world. Okay. Disaster, right? So a social disaster will be a social cataclysm, right? A global disaster. Something that social goes into societies, right? You have different societies, you have different languages and religions and beliefs and all kinds of stuff. Okay? But they want to destroy those independent, the things that makes every country stand out, right? They want to destroy that. So if you're a Christian or a Muslim or this, we want to destroy all that. And then while you're in your desperation, right, when you're the after effects of the destructive state that we've created, we could just come in and say, take the C-hip and let's move on. We'll do it the right way this time. We'll get it right. No more wars. I promise this time it's going to be peaceful. Once you take the C-hip and we control you, see, now you don't get to get yourself in trouble no more. The gaslighting. So continue, it says, this man is the devil, man. All right, and very soon people are going to see it, right? We just putting it all out there. We're just making a case to the Lord. And, you know what I'm saying? You got the jury, you got the witnesses, right? Hey, scriptures tell you that we got witnesses even in the heavens. Okay, so this is a great judgment that's coming. Okay, it says here, right, it talks about a cloud of witnesses, right? That's the term I was looking for, right? It says here, so we shall unleash the nihilists and atheists, right? These are all people who are non-believers of at least our faith, okay? They don't believe in the Heavenly Father. As a matter of fact, nihilists pretty much hate the Most High. Atheists don't believe that there is a Most High, right? I believe this guy, Friedrich Nietzsche, I think that was his name. Nietzsche, I think, yeah. He was, I believe he was the one who came up with the concept of nihilism. All right, it's a whole philosophy, bugged out philosophy. Edomites. What more do you expect? It says, and we shall provoke a formidable social cataclysm, which in all, right, formidable, they'll provoke it. They're going to set it up, right? Spark the fire, okay? Social cataclysm, which in all its horror, so these lone wolves, these people that are going to be setting shit off, right, will show clearly to the nations, right? It's not just one place. It's going to be all over the place because they said it's all around the world, right? People of different nationalities and whatnot, right? The effects of absolute atheism, origin of savagery, and of the most bloody turmoil, right? Then everywhere. That's why this guy, what's his name? Bibi. He said, look, man, this whole Iran thing, we're just getting started. We're gonna keep on shooting on them. See? And they can say these things because they have technology like Palantir, okay? Gotham, okay? They have companies like Raytheon, Lockheed Martin. They build military armaments for war. Okay, so they can talk this kind of talk and push through with it. So the origin of savagery and the most bloody turmoil. You got these people, Trump and Hegseth and all these. They're godless. Okay, they're not godly. They're godless people, man. On top of them being Edomites, they're godless Edomites. You got some godly Edomites out there in the sense that they'll practice, trying to be good. That's what, godly goes back to being good, right? So they have this concept of like, oh, I try to do good. Like, they're not trying to harm you type shit. These elites, these niggas in power, they have a bloodthirsty energy. Like they always got to cause harm and shit. Look at all these Epstein files. Once again, they're harming children. You got to be a monster to want to do shit like that. Edomites do shit like that. They have no empathy. Okay? And that's how the Lord created them. So when you Jakes popping up here talking about, oh, why are they not going to be saved? You dummy. Oh, man. Annoying. Anyway, continue. It says, then everywhere the citizens obliged to defend themselves against the world minority of revolutionaries, right, will exterminate those destroyers of civilization and the multitude disillusioned with Christianity. Okay, so prepare for all-out assault on what is known today as Christianity. Just prepare. They're already making laws against using the Bible. I think in Canada you could get imprisoned for that, for reading the Bible, that they will deem a certain phrase or certain chapters as hateful. Oh, imprisonment. Serve some time. Okay, that's another prophecy being fulfilled. That they make a man an offender for a word. Okay. So it says what? Disillusioned with Christianity, whose deitistic spirits will be from that moment without compass, anxious for an ideal, because these people don't know what the hell is going on. They don't know what the hell is going on, man. They're going to be confused with the Hebrew Israelite doctrine that they're not going to get. They don't get it. They don't understand it. It's just bugging them out. And the truth, everything is just coming out. So they're going to be bombarded with truth. And you got this whole concept of cognitive dissonance. That's going to cause such a crazy ass confusion. You're seeing reality, but you're denying it. Whew, these people are going to be through. They're through. Right? Unstable wrestle. Right? They're going to be through, man. So through. Right? It says, anxious for an ideal, but without knowing where to render its adoration, will receive the true light through the universal manifestation of the pure doctrine of Lucifer, brought finally out in the public view. So they've been had it. The mystery of iniquity doth already work. Only he who now letteth will let until he be taken out of the way, man. Okay, so now the Lord is saying, all right, it's time to bring them out in the public view. We've been talking about them, but now the Lord about to show the world. Okay? The devil has come down onto you having great wrath, because he knoweth that he had but a short time. A manifestation which will result from the general reactionary movement, which will follow the destruction of Christianity and atheism, both conquered and exterminated at the same time, because they group Islam to be part of Christianity. Okay, you're under the same umbrella because you both came from the Catholic Church. So they're going to destroy all that. Okay? In other words, the whole concept of religion, everything is going to be dataism. That's why they have to do away with this concept of Christianity, where you believe in a God, right? Atheism that has to do with, oh, I don't believe in a God. Great. Let's destroy all those concepts and come take the C-hip. Just believe in data, believe in AI, believe in this new way of thinking, new way of living, new world order. Okay? So that's the setup. All right, totalitarian government through technology. That is the setup. Technology. Okay. So yeah, man, this is the beginning of that the whole setup of, bringing about absolute savagery. Okay. And the Lord is the one who's going to give them that ability to do that. This is all part of the chaos stage before the order comes in, and the order will be right through to make sense. Oh, this is why we need this to happen. Right? This is why we need to know who's doing what, where, when, how, all of that. Because we got people that we can't really, you know what I'm saying? We don't know what they're doing. They're not part of networks no more. Networks where you could track. These are lone wolves. Right? We need a pre-crime database. The citizens will be on their best behavior. And yes, the police, they also be on their best behavior, because we're constantly recording, right? We're constantly watching and recording and reporting. Reporting to who, nigga? The fuck out of here with that shit. All right, the Lord gonna destroy all that. Hey, we got spiritual power. We gonna have some fun. Okay, but until then, These devils got to have their time. You know what I'm saying? It's only right. It's only right for them to come out and show what they got. And then the Lord give us the spirit, and then we crush this shit. Okay? So let me read a little bit of this right here. It says, threat detection theatrics, Aaron Cohen's AI surveillance tool and domestic spy machines. All right, this is back in 2025, and I did a lesson on it, but we're going to read a little bit about this because this is what's coming. This is all, what they're about to do, the chaotic stage, is the setup for this as a solution. Okay? Aaron Cohen had another Fox News, I'm not interested in that. It says, America's first AI threat detection system. Okay, so now they have an excuse to bring this about, right? Excluding the entire existing industry, social net, Flock Safety, Clearview AI, Veritone, data miner, First Alert, etc. This time, the messaging leveraged the recent Minneapolis school shooting, and now you have a Texas shooting, okay, to try and sell the AI surveillance tool Gideon. Apparently, it's launching next week. Expect another set of eyes on your digital footprint. So that was last year. Okay. It says, in a story that's equal parts dystopian and deja vu, Aaron Cohen, a former IDF operative, an actor, turned Fox News commentator, recently pitched an AI powered threat detection system designed to preemptively identify mass shooters and domestic threats. Very convenient. Very convenient that they have something like this. And then we'll go over here, and then we got this guy who's a so-called lone wolf. Let's see, where he at? Let's read a little bit about this guy right here. It says, the FBI has reportedly elevated counterterrorism readiness nationwide, reflecting concern that retaliation could occur on American soil. Ooh. Such alerts are not issued lightly. They signal credible intelligence indicating heightened risk, even if specifics remain classified. So, martial law could be in your streets. Legit martial law could be in your streets, man. And it might not be you doing it. It might just be the reaction of what's going on around you. You just end up in martial law to protect your cities, to keep you safe, to take your cities back from these criminals. Yeah. History shows that moments of geopolitical shock often produce ripple effects far from the battlefield. Assassinations, airstrikes, and regime crises rarely stay contained within national borders. Instead, they reverberate through diaspora communities, ideological networks, and digital spaces where grievances can be amplified and weaponized. Okay? Boy, I tell you, the propaganda is crazy. Okay? And they do a very good job with this stuff, man. That's how you get people. Okay, but let's read a little bit more, going back into the Gideon technology, right? Because now you know they're telling you, look, man, hey, they got people out here on the ground, so we gotta be on heightened alert, right? It says the system, if implemented, would reportedly draw on publicly available data like social media, purchase histories, online behavior. I don't know how that's public data, but okay. Publicly available data, all right, and run it through a proprietary model trained to flag pre-attack indicators. So what is going to happen that everyone is going to be frightened of? Oh my goodness, it's going to then become the reason why everyone should be looked at as a criminal, and therefore must, because the system is demanding it, must identify themselves via the RFID micro chip. Okay? If not, we're going to look at you as a domestic T. Why don't you want to be, or what are you hiding? You're not one of us. You're not pledging to be a part of America to keep us safe. This is a new world. See? The world has changed. No more are we living in this world where everyone is just who they are. No more anonymity. You want to be a part of our system, we need to know who you are. Remember, zero trust. Okay? This is the latest in the growing private sector surveillance grid aimed at American citizens operating under the guise of public safety. Cohen isn't a fringe voice in his space or in this space. He's been platformed by major news companies, praised for counterterrorism credentials, and is now pushing his surveillance concept on national television. But behind the buzzwords of AI and safety, peace and safety, lies something much older and darker: the normalization of mass data collection without oversight. Okay, so this guy, what I'm saying, he want to create this whole network and shit, but really, what it's going to do is it's going to monitor behavior and hence change behavior. Okay, and to get people ready for the C hit through coercion. All right, to force and ensure that people comply. Okay, through surveillance and coercion. Okay, but yeah, man, that's what we got to look forward to, right? There's just a lot going on, man. So much going on, and that's a beautiful thing because the Lord said that these days were gonna come. Okay, that is though it tarry, wait for it, man. It will come. It will not tarry. Okay, the vision that's yet for an appointed time, and that appointed time is now. Okay, it's now, man. We're seeing all of it. We saw everything back in 2025. We said, 2025 was the setup for 2026. Okay, mad shit was going on. I was like, 2025 was kind of mellow, but it was a lot that happened. And now we're seeing 2026 pick up like this. Remember, the first 3 days of this year was just fireworks, right? Fireworks, and we knew, this year is gonna come in heavy. March is here. You got the blood moon tomorrow. You got 333 tomorrow. All right. I mean 336. Right. You got that tomorrow. They're saying that they holding a Purim. Okay, and they also got a 6 planetary alignment. So the heavens are busy. Okay, so as above, so below. The heavens are busy. So the earth is, what I'm saying. All right, through the spirit. All right, so yeah, man, we are in those times. All right, so expect, all right, this devil to take it up, a few notches up, because ultimately the Lord is the one who's bringing all these things to pass. Right, once he says it's go time, you're going to see how quick things are going to pick up. You think these things are happening fast now? You wait and see. You wait and see. All right, once it hits America, all right, and it will hit America. Anyway, I'm going to end it off there. Lord, when you are edified and informed. In closing, I'd like to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahushua, Bahasham, Ruach HaKodesh, the water Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahushua. Until next time, Shalom.